Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be showing you a get ready with me and my pony for a show jumping lesson. So the first thing I do is I brush him, but I did not show that in this video just because it was kind of boring, but you know. I first put on his boots. That's kind of the first thing I do before I put on his saddle and everything, just that he is comfortable and standing still. So currently just putting on his back boots and making sure his leg was really dirty for some reason right there, so just getting the dirt off. But I really do like to make sure that he doesn't have any cuts on him, or his he hasn't swollen anywhere, his fetlocks aren't swollen or anything. So I just run my hands down his legs, make sure there's nothing there. And then his front boots, pretty much the same thing. Run my hands down, make sure there's no cuts or anything, or heat or swelling, and then I put on his front boots. And it looks like I'm putting them on really tight, but I promise you they're really not that tight. Yeah, and so putting on his front boots, and these ones are just the button ones, they're not Velcro, but I do have Velcro ones that I use sometimes. So his boots, and then he kind of moves around a little bit just to get used to them. So now we are going to get him his saddle put on and everything. So I have the matching saddle pad for those boots, which is just has the French flag on it, and that whole set is by Lamicell. I do have an ear bonnet for it as well that goes with the whole set, but I did not use it today. When I filmed this, I didn't use it. So just put his saddle pad on, make sure that it's fitting him correctly. And then I do I'll just say this a lot, I move his saddle pad and his half pad around a lot just to make sure it fits him properly, because if it doesn't, he gets really, he has a sensitive back, so in that right there, he tried to bite his blanket, which was sitting on his stall door, so I just was stop it. But his saddle pad and his half pad, I do like to make sure they fit correctly, because he does have a sensitive back, and if they aren't fitted properly to him, then he does get angry, so just do that. And then I just I stick his girth on his butt while I do put his saddle on. And yes, I know this is the left side of him, but it was the only way I could put my camera, and he has been tacked up on the left side many times just for convenience, but it's fine. So I just put the stirrup over so that it doesn't hit him or anything when I put his saddle on, and I pull his half pad and his saddle pad up so it's not pushing on his wither. I'm a person that's very annoyed when people don't do that, just because it's putting pressure down on his withers, and it's not comfortable for him. So I do that all the time, and I do that a few more times before I get on, probably 5 more times, quite honestly, just because it always slips down. And then he's angry about me doing up his girth, so he looks at me really weird. He's like, "Mom, what are you doing?" And I go to the other side and do up his girth again. And this is his belly guard girth, or his stud girth, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, and I use this for jumping just because he's kind of a sporadic, I guess you could say, jumper, and he kind of just tucks his knees really high. So especially when we were jumping high this day, we didn't jump too high. We probably jumped I think 90 centimeters was the highest we jumped, so it's 2.6, 2.9. It was 2.9. So well, it's not that bad, but I always use this girth for any kind of jumping. And then there's a person in the background trying to get her horse to be hosed off, and her horse was no. Also, you cannot see me right now, but I was getting his breastplate out of my tack trunk. So, and then there was something that just went in my face, I think. I don't know. I think it was a bug. And yes, I do use a breastplate because his saddle does slip, and he's like, "Hello, what are you doing?" He's so cute. Anyway, so I'm just putting on his breastplate, and his breastplate is, when I got it, it was big on him, and me and my trainer, we worked probably for 20 minutes trying to get this breastplate adjusted to him properly. And I know I don't care what people say, basically, I trust my trainer, and it looks like it fits properly, and I think it fits him properly. I don't care what other people say, because I know a lot of people are going to say it's too tight on him or whatever. I've had a lot of people say that on my Instagram before, or not a lot, a few people, but people have said that it's too tight, and I'm just well, it's what it needs to be for my saddle to just not slip and make him comfortable. And it looks tight when he's just standing there, but when he's moving, it is actually loose. And I think I actually show you here, when I finish doing it up, that there is a good amount of space in between the breastplate and his neck, so it's not choking him, I promise. So yes, and I'm just doing up the bottom part, like clipping it to my girth or whatever, and yep, and then you'll see here in a second, see, you can see there is space there. So that is his breastplate. So then normally the next thing I do is I was checking to see if my phone was still filming, but the next thing I do is I get my helmet on and my gloves on. And my horse is like, what's over there? He's always paying attention to whatever is going on other places, and I'm looking out. The reason I'm looking to the left or whatever is because that's like where the parking lot is, and I was waiting for my friend to get there because she is in the same lesson as me, and it was like literally we had to be ready and she was not even there yet. So, and then like somewhere in here you can see me like looking out there, and then I like turned my phone off or like stopped filming because she got there. So yeah, and then I'm like looking at my horse like, why are you moving? So now I'm digging in my tack box because and getting my boots on and struggling to get my Converse off with gloves on because it's really annoying to undo shoelaces with gloves on, and I kind of forgot that I was normally I'm just wearing rubber boots, so I put my gloves on before I like put my boots on. But I had to take my glove off so that I could undo my shoelaces. But anyway, there's my adorable pony sleeping, by the way. Just admire that for a second while I take off my shoes. So, yeah. And this is actually, like, how I put my boots on. I know it's, like, trying to make it in frame, but I actually legitimately put my leg up that high and zip up my boots. It's kind of, whatever that word, what is the word I'm thinking of? Kind of extra. But, yeah, and then just, like, putting my other boot on, I think, and I can't really see because it kind of got cut off by the camera, and I didn't know that until I started filming, and then my face gets really weird. I don't know if you saw my face there, but yeah, and then my pony just is like, hello. Anyway, my horse does that a lot. He just like randomly looks at me, and then he's just so cute, and I'm just like, okay, just give him kisses and treats. So then, after I get myself ready, and like I was digging out my lunge line in here because I was gonna lunge him, but then I figured out there was a horse in the covered arena where we lunge, so I did not end up lunging him, but that's fine. And I got my crop out as well, and I just set it all on top of my tack trunk, so I have it there, and I have it ready to go because my horse is kind of annoying. After I put his bridle on, he's just like, okay, we need to go now, or else, like, we're gonna die, basically, is what he thinks, or something. I don't know. It's just he, like, gets really, like, excited and, like, wants to go with his bridle on, so just take his halter off and put his reins over his head so he can't go anywhere. And his bridle is the Collegiate Comfitech training bridle. I really, really like this bridle. I was gonna do a review on it, but I actually accidentally deleted the video, footage that I filmed for it, so and then my horse also hates his ears being touched, so it's kind of a struggle to get the bridle over his ears, and then there's and then he kind of I don't know what happened there. Anyway, so I just moved the nose piece like up to where it's not blocking his nostrils, like where he can't breathe, so I put it right above that on his like the bone of his nose so that he isn't being like restricted from breathing. And then I usually do this up loose enough to fit 2 fingers underneath, and then I guess you could call it the flash piece, but the piece that goes around the front part of the bit, I don't tighten it at all very tight. You can see in a second, I'll show you how loose it is actually, because I really like, you can see it's like, oh, you can't really see my fingers going the way, but anyway, it's really loose, I promise. Or not really loose, but it's like loose enough. And then, yep. And I keep the martingale attachment that I clip onto my breastplate. I keep it on my reins just because it's easier. I just have to clip it onto his breastplate, and that's what I'm going to do here in a second. And he always backs up because I like push on his chest and like trying to do this, and I'm like, can you stop moving? But yeah, and then I make sure his forelock is undone, and he hates me because I'm touching his face. So I just do up his throat latch, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And then he licks his lips and stuff because he's like, anyway. Yeah, and then I grab my crop, and we're ready. So that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I guess I will see you in the next one. Make sure you like and subscribe, and share with a friend. So, goodbye!